These are the coolest fat people out there. First up, we got my boy Jonah Hill. Now, fat Jonah Hill was on a generational run. We got Superbad, 21 Jump Street, Moneyball, The Wolf of Wall Street. Bro did not miss. And then he hopped on the Ozempic and lost all of his acting sauce. Like, bro, what was the last movie Jonah Hill was in that was a banger? It's almost like the weight was a part of his identity. And it's not like he was one of those actors that was only famous because he was fat and the butt of a joke. Jonah Hill was genuinely hilarious when he was fat. I don't know what happened to him though. So I think we should all remember Jonah Hill for his contribution to comedy and stopping anti-Semitism. The next cool fat person has gotta be Officer Rick Ross. Now I know there's been a lot of hoopla in the air this year over rap beefs or whatever, but regardless of that, I think we should all remember that Rick Ross is one of the best feature artists of all time. Like, if you had a Rick Ross feature on your song, you already know he's gonna spaz. And on top of that, watching a grown man with D cups openly flaunting them on stage while wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry, I can't even make fun of that, bro. That's just boss, bro. He's the boss. Rick Ross, great rapper, extremely hilarious.
Thousands of chickens, thousands. Running around everywhere, quack, quack, quack.
Also really inspirational because he made like $100 million off of Wingstop. And just for his verse on Devil in a New Dress, he's gotta go on this list as one of the coolest fat people of all time. The next cool fat person has gotta be my boy, Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano essentially proved that you can be middle-aged, balding, and fat and pull all of the most beautiful women, all while being married with kids. All it takes is being a murderous psychopath that makes millions of dollars through exploiting his community. The Sopranos is easily one of my favorite shows of all time, but has also left a clear negative influence on me. Like, now I just want to hang out at strip clubs all day and plan hits on my enemies. Tony Soprano, one of the greatest and also fattest characters in television history. Also a great father.
What is it, my fault? You're twice as likely to be robbed by a black...
The next great fat person has got to be a guy who's currently taking over the streaming world. Queso.
What do you mean bro's built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned.
Now, I don't really watch streaming because I enjoy touching grass, but every time I watch a Queso clip, the dude has me in stitches. Watching a fat dude rage at Wii Sports Baseball just makes my day every time I watch it. Also, he seems like a really down-to-earth and good guy, so I wish him all the luck. But Queso is one of those fat people that's so fat that he's just wide. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You ever see a fat person that's so fat that they're like round? Like, sometimes I'll see these round fat people at Walmart and I want to push them over. Not to be mean, I just want to see a grown man roll. Like, these round fat people, I just want to bowl them down an aisle at Walmart and knock down a couple people like they're pins. But Queso, pretty cool guy. Hopefully he keeps crushing the streams. Next up, we got my spirit animal, Garfield. He hates Mondays, he loves lasagna, he loves to sleep, and he manipulates everyone around him. That's why he's the top G. Garfield is unironically the coolest cat in the world. If I ever saw a fat orange cat with a grown man essentially being his servant, honestly, I would just applaud the cat because that is some clever thinking. Also, is Nermal a boy or a girl? I never understood. The next cool fat person is someone very similar to Garfield, Suge Knight. Now, if you don't know who Suge Knight is, he is one of the godfathers of West Coast hip hop. He created the record label Death Row Records that signed Tupac. He was honestly very smart and a good businessman, but also probably a psychopath. He also is possibly the reason Eazy-E got AIDS, so I mean, that tells you all you need to know about him. So after hearing that, why would I put him on the list of the coolest fat people? Well, it's because there's a bunch of pictures of him smoking cigars that's super cool. And I think Suge Knight, much like Tony Soprano, has the intimidating fat guy presence. You see, with most fat guys, they kind of have a sagging soft body. But with Suge and Tony, you can tell that they have a strong base of muscle underneath that fat. So the fat almost gives them like an intimidation factor, like that guy from Spider-Verse. Apparently, Suge Knight was briefly in the NFL, which is crazy. Speaking of professional athletes, my boy John Daly has got to make this list. John Daly is America. He loves pounding cigs, drinking Diet Coke, gambling millions of dollars, and dominating the PGA Tour, all while being 300 pounds. If you're not a fan of John Daly, then I'm sorry, we're probably not gonna get along. He's just a fun dude who enjoys life and doesn't take it too seriously, while also being one of the most talented golfers on the planet. I don't even play golf, but I gotta say, I love me some John Daly. Eric Cartman, Should I do it? Should I put him on this list? Now listen, I don't watch a lot of South Park, but when I do, Eric Cartman always steals the show. I can't think of any cartoon character more out of pocket than Eric Cartman.
Leads us all to the mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. Kyle.
Bro even looks like a little menace. I don't know if he belongs on the list of the coolest fat people, but I would be remiss to not bring him up because, I mean, part of me will always have respect for people that don't care even in the slightest. Eric Cartman is much like DMX. Like the DMX Wear the Hood at verse, I mean, you gotta really not care to rap about stuff like that. Hey bro, psst, psst, psst. Follow me on Instagram, bro. I'm posting there once we hit 10,000 subscribers. So please subscribe and follow me on IG. I got plenty of thirst traps coming your way. The next fat person that pulls it off has got to be the Buddha. Now, I don't know what the hell happened to the Buddha, okay? He went from a prince to a fat, bald dude. Somewhere along the Silk Road, I think the story got mixed up on how the Buddha looked and he gained about 400 pounds. But you take one look at the laughing Buddha and you're like, if meditating 10 hours a day will lead to that level of happiness, then maybe I should convert to Buddhism. So maybe I should become a monk, or maybe I should keep breaking hearts like my boy Party Next Door. Now listen, I love Party Next Door's music and I can feel myself becoming a worse person every time I listen to him, but his evolution from your average Toronto F-boy to being the guy that wears hoodies in 100-degree Las Vegas temperature has got to be studied. But honestly, I can't really get mad at him. If he's packing on a couple extra pounds while still being a toxic king, then honestly, that's kind of impressive. Party Next Door, goated singer, great producer, elite fat guy, and one of the greatest album covers of all time on P4. I'm thinking of getting a poster of it and hanging it up in my living room. Now this next fat guy is one of the most elite fat guys of all time because he proved that he's only fat because he feels like it. And I'm talking about the main man, Uncleiro. Iro is essentially the jolly old fat guy only because he feels like it. Because as soon as you test him, he's gonna get jacked ASAP. Iro low-key might have a sleeper build. In a matter of days, bro changed from the Alzheimer's build to Bruce Lee. I mean, bro, that's just crazy. I mean, you gotta give it up to my boy Iro, probably the most elite fat person of all time. He's got wisdom, knowledge, tea, fire-breathing ability. He's diabolically horny.
Uncle, I didn't see you get hit with the tongue.
And one of the greatest characters in one of the greatest shows of all time. I mean, what more can you ask for out of a guy? Bro, I want you to let me know something. Do you want me to start doing pranks and some more IRL videos? Because I want to go out into the world and start doing pranks and doing some funny videos, but I know that pranks are kind of dead on YouTube, but I don't know, I kind of want to bring them back. So I want you to let me know in the comments. Another thing I want to do is go down to Austin for Halloween weekend because I hear it gets crazy down there during that weekend. So let me know if you want me to go down there and vlog that experience and just show you the crazy costumes and parties that's going down there. Also follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I'm posting there once we hit 10,000 subscribers. So if you want to see my sexy legs, follow me there.
Turn on the radio, baby, I'll turn you on.